Riley, you know it's August 14th, part of the summer and the season when we're comparing players this upcoming season or this past season to the 2009 UNC Tar Heels. Welcome to the heat of the summer. Oh man, it feels so good. But there's been a roaring debate that has been taking place on the Twitter sphere for about 72 hours. And I feel like we did a video 2 days ago on Rayfeld talking about some points about some players on Purdue and things like that. But it is still raging on, and there's something we got to talk about here. Shout out to two of our favorites, Rayfeld Davis and Jordan Stocks. Stocks Talk 21. We talk about him a lot on this channel. He does some good college basketball stuff. But there was a comparison between the 2009 UNC team, and there was discussion about who was the best player on that team. I don't want to talk about that, but Riley, since I do have you here, on that 2009 year, who was the best player on that team?
How can you go with anyone other than Hansbrough? Like you look at the resume, it speaks for itself. And I will say the Ty Lawson point, Ty Lawson was more important in the sense that guards are almost always more important than bigs. He was the one that made that team go. And I think the speed, the pace he played with is just a thing of beauty watching that team run offense. But the contrarian point is fun to make, but it is rarely the right one. And I think what are we doing? There's no reason to be questioning. Like, this is what Psycho T has at this point. You know, he didn't really have much of an NBA career. He's doing well in the media spaces. Nice dude. But this is his legacy, and we don't need to sit here and question it in the year of our Lord 2025.
Yeah, and I'm not even like a UNC guy, and I honestly like I feel like I sell Hansbrough short a lot when I'm talking about college basketball, but that dude was incredible. Also, that 2009 UNC team was disgustingly good. Free my guy Riley for what we're talking about, but I want to focus up here because one of the main talking points was comparing TKR Trey Kaufman-Renn's junior season to Tyler Hansbrough's senior year, right? And Drayfeld said y'all kind of undervalue TKR. Now, the first thing I thought when I saw this was, okay, we didn't have to go here. Like I understand the stats, I understand everything about that, but like, did we have to do this with TKR? We always find a way to do this with TKR, which I don't like doing because look, you can't argue. I mean, to Rayfeld's point, put the numbers up against each other. TKR was 27 and 2 on 60% from the field. Hansbrough, his senior season, was 28 and 1 on 51% from the field. So, yes, you look at the numbers, and there is some argument, I guess, there. And the big part about this is I think Rayfeld was right that people do undervalue TKR. That's me even saying that, as people like to label me as a TKR skeptic. People do undervalue how good TKR is and what he is doing for Purdue. But I mean, Roddy, I guess I'll throw it to you here. Hansborough or TKR?
I mean, this is where I would underline there's so much more than just being a 20 point per game scorer. And this is coming from someone who I share your philosophy that basketball is about putting the orange round thing in the 10-foot thing. But when you're getting into the nitty gritty of this, you're looking at a team that was a 4 seed that flamed out in the Sweet 16 and had so many ups and downs throughout the regular season versus one of the all time great teams. That 2009 UNC squad won every game in the tournament by double digits. They rolled, sorry, your Spartans in Detroit to a title, like essentially what should have been a quote unquote road game. And Hansbrough was the face of that team, was the leading scorer. Like to me, his 20 and 8 is different than TKR's 20 and 8. And that's just like some of that's factoring in team success and even just the way that he scored, the way that he guarded. If you go back and watch that UNC team, everyone's playing defense like all out at all times. Like they had all five guys crashing the glass. I'm sorry, I'm waxing poetic a little bit here. I wasn't even a UNC fan in 2009. I didn't grow up a UNC fan, but going back and watching that team, I can't believe my program in its current state looks like a shell of what it was in the late 2000s. Not to get too bleak here, but just how hard everybody was playing, the way they were getting to the glass, the way they pushed tempo, and even with Hansbrough, there's among Carolina fans, there's even this sentiment that he was like strictly motor, hustle, grit. That was the only way he got his points. But then you actually watch the tape and like Dude had a face-up game in the late 2000s. He was a big who faced the basket and could take you off the dribble, could get to his mid-range shot. Like he was more than just a hustle guy. And I would say some of the stuff that Roy was running back then, you can see his handprints all over the modern game with so many college coaches that are using the exact same concepts he was running in the late 2000s. So just as a whole, I'm like, not all 20 and 8s are created equally. This team, this team was historically dominant, and Hansbrough being the face of that, I think matters.
Yeah, I definitely think it matters. And look, I think for me, I'm taking like Raphael's point to like you need to put TKR in those conversations, but like you can't just put numbers up against numbers, I think. And I understand like Raphael made some good points, right? Like Ty Lawson was ACC Player of the Year. He was incredible in that tournament run. But like also you're doing the year to year thing, which okay, I kind of see, but like Hansborough's whole career too, it was just like 20 and 8 was his down year. Like that was
Mhm.
that, but he also won a title and was on one of the greatest teams in college basketball history. Like I think that's a part of it. And to your point, TKR's 20 and 7 got them no banners. They made a Sweet 16, but then they went out of the tournament. And I just think that it's that in to that point, it's not all created equally. Also, I guess I would ask you a little bit more on this, because to me, like Hansbrough too was like this tenacious like defender too, and like
Yeah.
on that end, TKR really not that guy. He's kind of a cone.
Yeah, that's what if you go back and watch the UNC Michigan State National Championship, I would say that the team's defense as a whole, especially like those first 10 minutes, UNC jumps out to a near 20-point lead. Sorry, Carter, again, I'm not trying to twist the knife in
It's
here.
okay. It shaped me. It shaped me.
But like you don't there is no weak spot on that defense, and you can see Hansbrough is the one who's setting the tone half the time. That is where you get the Psycho T moniker from. Like I think he is more than just grit and hustle and motor, but he has that too. That was the tone setter there where when you look at this Purdue team, and even as we project Purdue this upcoming year, no one's saying TKR MPOY, which would kind of go hard for a campaign with all the initials in a row there. Like there's a reason why it's Braden Smith's team and why he's the percepted or the perceived leader. So yeah, I like that Raphael was going to bat for TKR because I think when you watch him offensively with the skill and just I mean how good of a passer he is, how good he is at even creating his own shot out of the high post, really fun player to watch. And I think with how good Braden Smith is, yeah, it makes TKR get a little bit overlooked with just what an offensive weapon he can be. But yeah, I draw the line a little bit when we start comparing a guy who went from averaging 6 points a game to 20 points a game, which tremendous leap, excellent work by Trey. You worked hard, congrats on putting that in, to someone like Hansbrough who never averaged below 18 points in a season for his career. Like,
Right.
dude,
Yeah. Like
I don't think we're ever going to see that again at a program of Carolina stature. Like you could even say the next line of schools that are on the come up, whether that's UConn, Houston, Auburn, Alabama. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. Louisville. We're probably never going to see a 4-year guy who stays at that one school and just averages 18 to 20 points from the jump and stays 4 years. I think that means something. It's a
right.
special archetype to fit to be like the last of a dying breed.
Right. Also, like doing that at UNC too. Like it wasn't just like doing that in 2009 at UNC was just like super special. And it was funny. I saw someone respond to the tweet and say, "So you're telling me that they had Braden Smith, Tyler Hansbrough, basically, and Zach Edey on the same team, and they didn't win a title? Like they lost." I was like, "That's a funny exercise to do, but that's how it works." Look, TKR is incredible. It's just like I feel like there's an issue with just like taking it too far. Like he can be incredible, but he's not Tyler Hansbrough. Like he's TKR. Like I think TKR is gonna be a first team All American this year. But like also like TKR is gonna be a first team All American in his junior year, where I think wait, junior or maybe actually is he a senior? I think he redshirted, so I'm not sure what a
Yeah,
year
he's
he
a
actually is.
last year was his redshirt junior season, so
Last
he'll
year's
be
his redshirt, so he's
senior.
gonna be a
Yeah.
redshirt senior this year. Yeah, so it's just TKR is gonna be incredible. We just don't have to go there. Psycho T, respect to you. Incredible ping pong player, incredible college basketball player. Shout out to Ray Fell for fighting the good fight, though. I will say this: you're standing on business, sir, and I always respect that over here at Supers Media.